Hello, I am Jonas. Welcome to this walkthrough of the VHDLwhiz membership portal content. It's been a few years since I last made a video showing what's inside the membership portal. Since then, I've added many courses and many resource items. Therefore, I'm going to make a new video right now to show you what you get when you join the VHDLwhiz membership in August 2026. When you first log in, you're going to be at the dashboard. This is the dashboard of the membership portal. At the top of the dashboard, you will always find a post featuring the latest content in the membership. In August 26, it's this new VHDL course with 12 lessons. XI4 Master in VHDL with a DDR3 benchmark demo. I will publish new content in the membership portal on the 1st of each month. On even months, according to the publishing schedule, it will be a new course. So in December, February, and so on, every other month it will be a new course. And in the odd months in between, January, March, and so on, it will be a new resource item. I will get to the resource items shortly so that you can see what they are about. So you get new content every month, but when you join, you also get access to everything that's already in the membership portal. And that's a lot of content because it's been going on for a long time. Currently, there are 43 different courses in the membership portal and 75 resource items. That's almost 600 videos in total that I have made for you. It's easy to think that this is overwhelming, but it's not, because VHDLwhiz membership is not a course. It's a training portal. You don't need to access everything, or you don't need to start at the beginning. Actually, there is no beginning. The only thing you may start with is the core training series. That's just a tutorial series with 6 easy lessons to get you on board. Takes 20 minutes or so. Other than that, there is no ordering of the courses. You can take the courses that you're most interested in, that you need for your work, or something that you think you should be learning. There's no first course or last course to start with. They're all independent, or mostly independent of each other. So to access the content, you can search for it here. You can view it in the sidebar that lists all of the courses. There's also a courses tab here and a spreadsheet, because many people like to see everything in a spreadsheet. So I've made a spreadsheet in Google Spreadsheet that shows links to all of the content. This is all of the content in the membership, lists number of videos, so the courses here, and then the resources below, my assessment of the difficult level, and so on. You can also see the same courses on the courses tab. So this is the latest course that I've published. And this is the one 2 months before that, fast Fourier transform. You can see that I use a variety of FPGA boards and also some peripherals, mostly Pmod peripherals. I used mostly Digilent boards or Xilinx AMD boards. That's because AMD is the most used FPGA family. But I also use Intel boards and Lattice boards. For example, here I use the Intel D10 Lite board. I try to make the courses as generic as possible, and as much as possible I make them so that you don't really need to have the board, and if you have a different board you can port it to that board that you have. And because I use the Pmod connector peripherals like this one, this is an LED Pmod connector, this is accelerometer Pmod connector, this is NOR flash Pmod connector. Because I used external Pmod connectors, you will be able to connect them to almost any board, as long as it has GPIO, or specifically if it has these Pmod connectors, then you can just plug and play. And I try to make the lessons so that most of the lessons are done on the computer. You don't need to have a board. In the last lesson, I usually show it on the board, but that's just the proof is in the pudding, so that you can see that it is actually working on the board. But for the most part, you don't need to have the boards. And also I use different boards anyway, because nobody has all the same boards. So I try to make them as generic as possible. So you can see there are 43 courses here. Some of them are only simulation courses, like these ones, CocoTB, Tickle scripting, image processing. Those are just simulation courses. Many courses. And actually you can view all of the courses in the VHDLwhiz shop. Some of them can be bought separately as standalone courses, but some of them cannot. The only courses that are not in the membership portal are Dot Matrix and the Fast Track course, because I made those before I made the membership portal. But all of the other courses are in the membership portal. So let's look at the course. I'm going to go for the last course I published, XI 4. The courses look like this. You have the sidebar with the lessons here. Usually they are between 10 to 15 lessons, duration 2 to 3 hours, sometimes less, sometimes a little bit more, depends on the course. So you can see the outline of the lessons here. Let's just open some of the lessons, the introduction, coding lesson, and the final lesson here, where we'll try it on the board. All of the videos are full HD and they have captions. All of the videos have captions, and the captions are quite accurate because I use AI to correct things like the signal names, things like that. So actually these captions are quite accurate. You can use English captions on all the videos. And there are downloadables. If I'm talking about something like a flowchart, you can download it below the video like this. Click the downloads button. If you just need the code for a lesson, you can go to the lesson. And I will zip up the lesson, the project that we are working on at the end of the lesson, and add it as a downloadable like that, so you can get the whole project. If you just want the complete code for this XI 4 master, you just go to the final lesson and hit downloads and get the zip file. Then you have that project. Depending on the lesson, it's going to be different information below here, like links to pages that I'm talking about and things like that, commands to copy. And finally, in the final lesson is usually a demo about how the design on the board, so that we can see it's actually working. But for the most part, you don't need to have the board, because actually all of the lessons before lesson number 12, they were done in Vivado or in the Questa simulator. So all the lessons, they look something like that, all the courses. Then we have the resource items, because every other month in between the courses I publish resource items. That can be things like templates, example designs, example test benches, and so on. For example, if you need UTF-8 encoder and decoder or something like that, sorting algorithm for FPGAs, you can get such things on open source websites online or on GitHub. There are plenty of VHDL projects you can download. The problem with them is they come with little or no documentation, and certainly not a video to explain them. But my resource items, most of them, at least all of the new ones, come with video explanations where I explain explicitly how to use the different resource items so that you don't get stuck. Because the code is really not usable if you don't understand how to use it. So I don't leave you hanging. I give you the explanation in the video, show you how I would use it. So most of them, at least all of the new ones, have video explanations. But it's not only demo projects. If you go to resources again, let's go to the resources tab once again here. Testbench boilerplates, that's a popular one, and challenges. The Testbench boilerplates, they are template test benches for standalone VHDL test bench using my VHDLwhiz packages, using VUnit based framework, UVVM based framework, and OSVVM based framework. Basically a test bench for each of those frameworks that test the same thing, just like a template you can use to get started. I have many things like this, templates and scripts you can use, and demo projects. But I also have challenges, and these are coding challenges. This is one of the type of resource items that you may get in the months where I'm not publishing courses. So every month you get something, and every other month it may be a resource item. For example, in this one, it's a double challenge, XI buffer implementation challenge, and they work like this. I present the problem and give you a skeleton project or a project where you are going to complete the code with a test bench, a self-checking test bench that I have created, and it's your task to complete the code. And then you can download the challenge. You should download the challenge first, and later there may be one or several solutions, so I present the solutions. Don't get the solutions before you tried, because in the end, afterwards, you're going to go, when you have tried to get it working correctly and having it running through my test bench, you can go and watch the solution video. So the challenges have solution videos. A walkthrough of my solution. Of course, there are many solutions, many possible solutions, but this is one way to do it. So there are many things that you can use in the VHDLwhiz membership, 600 videos. You're not supposed to watch all of them, but you can if you want to. And the price right now is $39 per month. I haven't raised the price for 2 years almost, and I think that's extremely cheap. So therefore, I'm going to raise the price to $59. But you have from this video 12 days to register for $39 per month. And if you do, I'm not going to raise the price for existing members, because existing members in the VHDLwhiz membership always get to keep the price they signed up for. So even after 2 weeks now, when I raised the price to $59, if you signed up for $39, you're still going to be paying $39 until you choose to cancel, and you can cancel anytime you want. Still, if you are going to join later and watching this video at a later time and having to pay $59, I think that's really reasonable, in my opinion, for this portal, because if you go look elsewhere, you will see that each individual course like this costs probably hundreds of dollars at my competitors. And I've probably made a lot more videos than them, so many people are happy with my courses, and I think you will be too. So even if you have to pay $59 later, I think it's a good bargain. Okay, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, you can just send me an email at jonas@vhdlwhiz.com.